Hi, I'm Antonio Centeno, the founder of Real Men, Real Style. Today I'm going to be doing a video book review of Alan Flusser's Clothes and the Man. Okay, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. By doing that, these videos will come right to you. In addition, if you find this video useful, if you like it, please click on the like button down below. I'm also going to link you to my free 47-page ebook down below and the book review article in which I'm going to have pictures of Alan Flusser's great book. Okay, so Clothes and the Man. Here it is. If you own Dressing the Man, which is his latest, or not his latest, the one he put out in 2003, it is about the same size. And you may be, and in many ways, this was the book that Dressing the Man was built off of. And you may be asking yourself, okay, so why would I want to go back to a book that was published almost 30 years ago and get it now, especially one that's, it's a little bit harder to get. You're going to pretty much be able to only get it used. And my reasons, I've got 3 reasons. I give this book 5 out of 5 stars. I actually like it more than Dressing the Man. And the reason being, even after almost 30 years that this book to me is still relevant, is his illustrations. So for some reason, he didn't bring this forward in Dressing the Man, but the illustrations of how he shows a man wearing a suit and he shows what the man's body type looks like and the way the suit fits over that, to me, is what makes this book so amazing. Is it has allowed me to better understand the different body types and how clothing fits on them. And, that alone makes it worth picking up. So the simple illustrations, again, which he didn't carry. He also gets more into fabrics, and he's got some great fabric photos. There's a lot of images. I would say probably maybe 50% of the content was moved over into Dressing the Man, but the other 50%, 40% of that is great. 10% of it, well, it's become a bit dated. But again, we're talking a book here that's almost 30 years old. The other thing is really it's timeless. Like I said, 90% of the content in this book is still relevant today. And that's great, because when you're able to pull a book off the shelf that you notice things like this, you're able to see the things in clothing which you want to pay attention to and get right, because then when you buy something, you're going to be making a wise investment, because 30 years from now, that same sports jacket or suit jacket that you spend quite a bit of money on is still going to be relevant, assuming that you protect it from moths and all that other stuff. So it's the illustrations, the timelessness of the book. The last thing is going to be the wardrobe discussion. So he really gets into wardrobes in this book and talking about how clothing works together. And that's something that he didn't hit on as much in Dressing the Man. In Dressing the Man, he got into more details about the clothing and broke it up into sections that way. I like there's more of a wardrobe focus in this book. Okay, so what are the things that, just aren't necessarily great? One of them is it is 30 years old. 10% of the material is, well, you can clearly see a lot of the pictures, they're dated. And, it came out in the 1980s, so some of the stuff, it almost feels like it's from the 1970s, and you definitely get that feel. But again, a very small complaint. The other one is going to be the custom clothing focus. So if you're going to be buying everything off the rack, if you're not going to be getting into custom clothing, you're looking for something more casual, then this is probably not the book for you. He has Alan Flusser, by the way, has got the Alan Flusser Custom Shop, which is, from what I hear talking with friends who have worked with him on this, that is a great place to go. But if you're not going to be going the custom route, then this book becomes a little bit less relevant, because of the things he talks about, you really have very little control over unless you're going to a master tailor who's rebuilding your clothing. Okay, this has been Antonio Centeno with Real Men, Real Style. I give this book 5 out of 5 stars. Highly recommend you pick it up on Amazon. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.